All right, so now I have this mask, or this mask that I'm working on, right? Now, one thing that people are finding out that is good is that it is hard when you have hair and you have things like that in your piece that you want it to look fake, right? You don't want it to look fake. So I would rarely ever use that 100% hardness brush unless you're doing something that's very geometric and you're trying to make an extremely clean line. Otherwise, I would go up to my brush here and I would change the hardness to somewhere around 0, and that will give you a much softer blend as you're trying to erase. All right, but even that is not perfect. So something you could try to do is, if you look up at the screen here for a second, there's this tab that says Masks on it. All right, if I click on the Masks tab, all right, double click. If it's hidden like this, you just have to double click and it'll collapse or expand. What this is going to show me is, as long as I click on the mask itself here, and if you have multiple masks, you have to make sure you're clicked on the right mask. I'm going to click where it says Mask Edge, and look what it does. It shows me these are some different previews that I can do.
What did you click on?
I clicked on the tab here that said Masks, and then I just clicked on where it says Mask Edge, and it brings up this preview window. All right, and look, these are some different ways I can look at this. I can look at the mask with a black background and a white figure. I can do it with just a figure against a black background. I can do it with figure against a white background. I can do it in its natural state here to look at it. Many different ways. Let's just look at it this way for now. I can expand and contract my selection. Look at my outline here. See how it does this? It's nice because it just sort of overall expands or contracts my mask selection. I can also feather the edge so that it looks a little bit softer. So sometimes when we're drawing with the pen tool or the paintbrush rather, you know, your edge looks a little bit bumpy. But if you feather it, it'll smooth that transition. So here, Command H will get rid of that mark there. Watch the edge of my figure here. See, as I'm feathering it, I can turn down the feather and it gets really sharp, or I can increase the feather and it gets really soft, and then I can contract or expand it a little bit, and it sort of hugs it in there really nice. So it looks much more natural than having that hot and cold line that's sort of burnt along the edge of your mask like that. All right, so that's a really handy thing to do.